Alrighty, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new live. Coming into today with fresh mind. Obviously, we came off a good day yesterday. Done a ton of trading, good commentary. We had about 2 text trades and 1 trade on live. So today I'll try to simplify it. Try to go for one good take one good take today. Right before we hopped on live, we had a good read here just now, where we pointed out the 1 minute gap and excuse me, 114 specifically. Bounced off that 1 minute gap. We saw nice displacement into that high, so good move there. If you're wondering where that high came from, it is a hourly high here. If you guys recall back to yesterday's NQ high of day, that is what we put in. So, yeah. So nice move here into 114. Now we're seeing price obviously neglect to come back down a bit. But we had a macro gap, like I said. Macro gap is just pretty much a news gap. 10 a.m. macro. Nice displacement. We're traced back into it near the midpoint perfectly. It's kind of a quicker move, but it did form nicely. So we'll see if we rebalance off this again, or if we just end up putting in our high temporarily. Kind of a similar day to yesterday. If you guys recall back to yesterday, bounced off the 4-hour gap. We did that again. We traded overnight into this 4-hour gap again, right? And we saw price come back down, tap the lows again, and trade back up higher. So pretty good move. If you guys were watching price, I mean, obviously I didn't alert this, but in terms of your own take, this should have been a very easy read in my opinion. If you watch last night's recap, we went over exactly why the first trade yesterday, or the first take from yesterday, was not a good take, and we went over the traits behind what makes it a good take. And so if you carry that over into today, this should have been an easy long for you guys, very easy in terms of our strategy, the model that we trade, and so yeah, it's still a good long. Now just kind of wither away from it now because we took liquidity. We took the objective and what we wanted from here, which was a bounce off the macro candle and a move to high, which was 114. We did that right. We impulsed over, came back down. So good stuff. Good stuff, Saxel. Yeah, obviously you want higher off this, but 114 was the objective. I know, like I said, I know it's not a crazy scalp, but this is just a simple read where you see price bounce. Your entry is around 94. You scalp into 114, so about a 20-point move there, 23 points. Good scalp. Good sell back down now. So it looks like we put in our high, just like we kind of yesterday. If you guys remember yesterday, we put in our high, and we ended up seeing a nice sell sequence back down. Good stuff, Mask. Let's go. Good bounce back, baby. Good stuff. Yes, he's trying to trade everything. He got a fever, and he's trying to trade everything, every single move. Let's see how we do. So good move off high, 114 hourly high. If you're wondering where 140 comes off of, I really just typed 114. Previous sub retest. This hourly this level comes from an hourly entry point, right? Big hourly gap. So So we're still watching. You could also mark out this hourly gap fill as a level in around 132-ish. Yeah, sort of watching here. 114 though is a significant high though, obviously being that previous New York high of day, being yesterday. So sort of seeing very, very internal trading. Hope you guys have been having a good morning. First 30 were kind of pretty nice, to be honest. Right, like I said, once we rebalanced off that 4-hour gap, right, came back up here, traded past the structure, traded past these overnight highs. And it just delivered further upside here. Like I said, this idea right here, this fair value gap here was pretty solid in my opinion, being for the fact that we saw high get taken out, but we never saw purity. Like we never saw pure solid distribution like we did yesterday. You guys reflect back to yesterday's first take in the morning. If you look at this 5-minute sequence, right, you see how aggressive this is off of high, especially on ES as well. You go back to yesterday's take, you see how aggressive it was off high, versus this high right here on NQ, right? There's a complete difference, right? You can tell that via price. So the 5-minute gap here was a good entry point. If you're asking me where the entry was, it was off this counter right here. You could have been closure if you're being extremely conservative. If you did believe that we were going to bounce this high, which after seeing this should have made sense in my opinion. You could have taken off like near the end point, just basing off a bit better of a fill. But yeah, really good move off this 5-minute gap, traded higher. Talking about this 1-minute gap here into 114, we delivered that as well. We'd like to really get us like a quality text trade though. But this all starts in the morning. Pretty nice. Like I said, guys, whenever you guys are ever reading price, just please use overnight data high, low. You always see respect. Whether it's a high or low, you always see respect off of it, right? And so working off that is really good, because if you see closure over like we did here, it's an easy indication for higher. If you see closure under like a sweep, so just like how we did off this high yesterday, you know, it's an easy read as well. So it really helps with bias, right? Certain levels really help with bias. Let's see. That recap last night, if you guys watched it, was super nice, because we truly go over the mistakes in the losing trade and what caused that losing trade to occur. So yeah, hopefully you guys watch that. Whenever we listen, obviously whenever we win consistently over and over again, if you got like 1-0, if you go on a mass winning streak, sure, it feels nice, but when you take a loser, it's really good to go over. And so on days where we take losers, obviously initially it's not the best of feelings, but it's a blessing in disguise when you reflect back to it, because you could really go over what you messed up on, and then when you have losing takes, it's a lot better to learn off of versus when you have winning takes. So when you have winning takes, you always feel right no matter what, because if the trade's winning, you feel like you're doing the right things always. But even when you're winning, there's still certain things you could be doing that are wrong, and especially when you lose a trade, right? There's things you could be doing wrong as well. Good stuff, RV. Let's go. Awesome work, my man. Could you have an A+ trade and still lose? Yeah, there's been times. I mean, it's rare, but there's been times for sure. There's been times for sure. Right. There could be an A+ trade that you have, but you know, there could be an unexpected macro that comes out in the market and it just ends up moving, right? But I mean, right. The game of the stock market is probability, right? Nothing's ever guaranteed. Nothing's really guaranteed in life, but you're risky playing the stock market, you know, when you day trade. That's why people like to call it gambling. But if you really reflect at any part of life, it's risky as well, right? Obviously certain parts of life are lower risk, but there's risk everywhere. In terms of day trading, it's all about probability, right? What is most probable to happen? What is most probable to occur? Because you can't ever truly predict a move. So what we do is we take, right, years of experience, right, years of screen time, we take certain patterns, we take certain outlooks, we take certain moves in the market, and we sort of just, you know, use that for probability, right? Use that for edge, right? Whether it's SMT, BRA, price action, entry models, like those are sort of indications for, you know, edge in the market. And so a lot of times you're able to be correct because we're able to piece that together. But in the market, even when you take, there's going to be durations where you take high, really good A+ trades and they don't pan out, right? But that's just the market. That's what it is, right? The markets are always, you know, moving. Markets are always changing. Not changing at a crazy pace, but they change, you know, slowly over time. And yeah, so good push back up here into high. Let's see if we deliver past 114. If we do, I do truly believe we'll trade it to 140 and higher. Yeah, 140 is a previous retest. That's it. That's all it is. But I said as well, you could use the hourly gap fill right here. So at around 132, that could work as well. God damn. Wait, I'm confused. Wait, you took my signal? Where'd you take it? You talk about this one right here? It's already panned out. Wait, you might just be posting it after. She might just be posting it after. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was a quick one. So I'm impressed you got it off as quick as you did. Gonna move back up here. Let's see if we trade over 114. Like I said, over 114, 140. Above that, 234. You see that market E? I'll do this right here as well. 178 could work as well. You could really just get rid of this 140 level if you don't like it and just base off this right here. 60 trade above. Who's excited for football today? We got football today. First game of the season. Regular season. Chiefs. Ravens. Are they playing Brazil? No, that's the Eagles and the team they're playing. I'm gonna root for the Ravens, but I got the Chiefs winning. I really like Pat Mahomes, but I like Lamar better. Just because he's an underdog. But I'm not gonna lie, in the playoff game last year that they played, which is so crazy to think about. The last game the Ravens played were against the Chiefs, and now they're starting the season against the Chiefs. Lamar sold. Bad. That was not an MVP type, you know. I'm gonna be completely honest, guys.